Blue Hedgehog TV welcomes you to the following presentation of the Pacific Coast Sports Racing Association. This copyright telecast is presented by the authority of the Pacific Coast Sports Racing Association for the private use of our audience. Any reproduction, rebroadcast, retransmission, or other disseminations of the use of this broadcast descriptions or accounts for the show without the express written consent of the Pacific Coast Sports Racing Association is prohibited. On the PCSRA Sports Network from Learfield, welcome to the PCSRA Weekly Show. It's brought to you by Brahms Ice Cream and Dairy Stores. For over 51 years, it is the proud sponsor of the PCSRA Weekly Show. The PCSRA Weekly Show broadcast is also brought to you by Budweiser, Love's Travel Stops, iHeartMedia, The Oklahoman, Newcastle Casino, Devon Energy, Sonic, and by the Oklahoma Highway Safety Office, where we encourage you fans that together we can end DUI. Now, with the call of today's PCSRA Weekly Show from the Blue Hedgehog Studios in War Acres, Oklahoma, here is your host, the voice of the PCSRA, Danielle Voiles.
The greatest thing about the PCSRA Weekly Show is that the greatest racing we've seen so far, and as we are just now past the halfway mark in the 2019 PCSRA Weekly Show season, even though we still have a long way to go, we're ready to kick it off, and that is right here on the PCSRA Radio Network, the Blue Hedgehog TV, and on the iHeart Radio app. And we're glad that today's broadcast is always brought to you by Courtyard by Marriott. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, from the Blue Hedgehog Studios in War Acres, Oklahoma. I'm Daniel Fullis. We'll have our panelists joining us in just a second, as we're here on a Monday evening, as we're back to a Monday. Woohoo! As we're going to get ready to introduce the panelists in just a second, as I see some crude deals. But anyway, a few things I'm going to say before we get started. Today, I don't know why I was tired, but yeah. I mean, stuff really made me tired. I really don't know what made me tired, but yeah, I was kind of tired, but that's kind of expected of me. You know, been a long day, nothing else to do, and probably watching the Cup race with friends, and which I'm going to get ready to introduce in a second. So, should be a lot of fun. And the NHL podcast, by the way, is moved to tomorrow, is why the weekly show is today. So, but that's all I have to say for now. Let's meet the wonderful panelists here of the PCSRA Weekly Show. Joining me for tonight's PCSRA Weekly Show is not Cody's Naked Robot. He is Zachary Taylor, Nathan Orman, and not Taylor's Naked Boy. It's Cody Smart. What the heck?
Taylor, welcome.
Taylor, that sounded like a gorilla. Since when did you bring a gorilla for the PCSRA Weekly Show?
Okay, I can explain why there's a gorilla.
That's because of his naked wife, and Taylor knows it.
No.
Oh, joy.
Oh my God, naked, and he brought a gorilla.
Not accepted.
Basically, guys, this is the
Oh,
PCSRA Weekly Show.
Yeah.
Yeah, not the talk show.
Yeah, this is not the talk show. This is not the, I'm gonna go smack the gorilla at Nathan Stapleton's crotch, and Stapleton accept it. Go figure that, listen.
Wait, don't tell me I did what I think I did.
If you did, I will be very, very, what's the word I'm looking for?
Triggered.
Well, I wouldn't be triggered at Taylor, but I would be like something else. But that's another joke off to the side. Tonight's episode of the PCSRA Weekly Show brought to you by Courtyard by Marriott. We're going to recap Michigan. We, the panelists, just got done watching the what is it called? The Firekeepers Casino 400 at Michigan for the Monster Energy Cup race, which we'll get to that in a second. So we're going to recap Montreal, Misano, Michigan and Texas. We are going to go through the breaking news stories as far as that's concerned. We'll be talking about Haley Deegan in today's KNN report. Is she the real deal? Plus, there's been a little issue with ARCA having less than 20 cars. Are they in trouble? We're going to discuss that. We'll talk about sports and then our news, which we'll be talking about games 5 and 6 of the Stanley Cup Finals as far as that's concerned. And then we will preview Darwin for the V8 Supercars as they're finally back. iWeb for Xfinity and trucks since Cup is off this week. And Le Mans, which even though it will not count for the standings, we'll ask our panelists to discuss a key in the race of a 24 hours of Le Mans. As always, Courtyard by Marriott, we want to thank them for being sponsors for this show. So let's kick off the Monday Night Weekly show. Oh, I need to get the results for the Truck Series. Let me do that. Bad Taylor. Why are you saying the 5-letter word?
Not accepted.
I knew there was something else I was forgetting. I guess Taylor... Hey, Cody. I guess Taylor's cash was too speedy enough. That's why it's called Speedy Cash. Get it?
Yeah, what?
That's the name of the race for Texas. So... Don't ask me why, Taylor. It's just stupid. Okay. Let's start the weekly show recapping. Let me use the IndyCar website.
That was my motivational belts. Oh, nice motivational belts, Naked Orman.
Accepted.
Oh boy.
Hey, I'm not making you big glad, but knock it off.
Unless you're taking a shower, then that would be the only exception. Alright. So let's kick off the weekly show as Taylor is becoming a Billy Goat. Recapping... What should we recap? You know what? Let's recap Texas. Let's start with the Truck Series, because they kicked off the race weekend at Texas. I have to say that was kind of a wreck fest, if you ask me. First yellow, Gustine got loose coming off turn 2, backed in the wall with got the right rear in the wall, then came down, got the inside wall, spun, his day was done. Kyle Benjamin got loose coming off turn 4 after getting up out of the groove, slapped it with the right rear. His damage was also done for the day as, yeah, hi Delta Soldier 28. I don't care about you, but anyway. Cody Robar, I think he got loose and hit the wall as far as that's concerned. And then Angelica Ruck lost control of her truck. Backed it into the turn 2 wall. I just got done having dinner, for those of you wondering. That's why, if you don't mind. Yes. She backed her truck in the wall. That brought out a red flag for, I think it was a minute and 16 seconds. Stage 1 was won by Johnny Sauter. Then Johnny Sauter got involved in an incident with the 16 of, don't say it, I can find it, if I can find it on here. Who's in the 16? Austin Hill. Got to get off turn 4. Johnny Sauter had some heavy damage to his car, or truck, excuse me, whatever. And then Corey Roper, that's not a derp. Anyway, Corey Roper spun coming off turn number 2, which that brought out a incident. Then Todd Gillen crashed coming off turn 2. There was 2 incidents that happened at the conclusion of stage 2, which was won by Ben Rhodes. The 17, it was either the 17 or I don't know which one it was, but one of the trucks, somebody can help me out. One of the trucks spun coming off turn 4, spun on pit road. That didn't bring out a yellow. I didn't see who it was that spun down pit road. I couldn't tell who it was. And then in turn number 2, or turns 1 and 2, Jordan Anderson got loose and spun, didn't hit anything. He continued on. Then we had the big wreck involving Roper, the 14 if I can find the driver. Do not help me, I can find it. Trey Hutchins, who had a very good run. The 18 of Harrison Burton, yes. Is it Harrison Burton? Yeah, Harrison Burton. Spencer Boyd. Natalie Decker hit the inside wall, and the 99 of Ben Rhodes broke the gearbox in his car. Or in his truck, rather. Then Stuart Friesen, battling for the lead, got loose, backed his truck in the wall. Then the last yellow was Austin Wayne Self had a mechanical problem, which was electrical. His truck came to a stop off turn 2. That brought out the final yellow. And then the restarts were really crazy in that race. And at the end of the day, to the shock of everybody, Greg Biffle, in his return to the Truck Series for the first time since 2004, and for the first time in 3 years, Greg Biffle made an appearance in NASCAR, and Biffle won his first truck race of 2019, and the first time in quite some time he has won a truck race. They said 2001 was the last time Greg Biffle went to victory lane in a Truck Series. So nice to see Greg Biffle in a one-off back to victory lane. So the top 10 results for the Truck Series were as follows. Greg Biffle, the winner. Matt Kraft in second. Tyler Ankrum in third. More on his situation in a second. Grant Enfinger fourth. Harrison Burton fifth. Sheldon Krieg at sixth. Brendan Poole seventh. Austin Hill eighth. Corey Ripper ninth. He was the last truck on the lead lap. And Ross Chastain, who was the first truck one lap down, completed the top 10. Moving over to the IndyCar Series at Texas. They ran on Saturday. I watched a little bit of it. It was a very good race. What?
The race was titled the DXC Technologies 600 at Texas for the IndyCar.
Yeah. It took us to lap 135 for our first caution when Zach Veach clipped the right rear in the wall, and he did a hell of a job not getting any more damage, but broke the right rear suspension, spun, didn't hit anybody, which I was a little surprised as far as that's concerned. And then James Hinchcliffe made contact to the wall coming off turn 2, where he got the outside retaining wall, then came down and slammed the inside wall, but he was okay. Then our third and final caution was Scott Dixon and Colton Herta were battling side-by-side going through 3. Herta made a bold move, and it didn't pan out. Took both cars in the wall, both cars out of the race, which was very unfortunate. The rest of the race was really calm as far as that's concerned. And at the end of the day, easy for me to say, Joseph Newgarden gets another win. Anyway, gets a nice victory, and Joseph Newgarden wins at Texas Motor Speedway. So the top 10 results for the IndyCar Series as follows. Joseph Newgarden winner. Alexander Rossi came very close, but he'll settle for second, but still a great run from him. Graham Rahal in third. Santino Ferrucci has been on a hot streak in the past couple of weeks with fourth. Ryan Hunter-Reay fifth. Simon Pagenaud, the Indy 500 winner, sixth. Marcus Ericsson continuing to get some good finishes the past couple of weeks. He got seventh. Sebastian Bourdais was the last car on the lead lap, finishing in eighth. And then Will Power was the first car one lap down, but he ended up in ninth. And Marco Andretti also finished a lap down, completed the top 10. We had 16 drivers finish the race, as I mentioned, 8 on the lead lap. Drivers out of the race after 3 cautions. They were Scott Dixon, Colton Herta, James Hinchcliffe, Zach Veach, Charlie Kimball, and Matthias Least. That's a tough break for those guys. Moving over to Michigan in the Xfinity Series, I have to say, I didn't watch the Xfinity race because
For the LTI Printing 250.
Yeah, I didn't watch the Xfinity race because I think I was at work at the time, so. But I'll explain to you what really happened in that race. Unfortunately, driver to win for me was a backfire, so I had to replace Joe Graff Jr. with Justin Allgaier, and that proved to be a mistake. So, yeah. Anyway, yeah. First yellow, the 70, or Dylan Bassett and who's in the 70? Or did J-Ski make a dirt? Had an incident off turn number 4. Then, wait, what? I think it's a derp. I think it should have been Ray Black Jr. and the 90. Nice derp, J-Ski. It's like, who's driving the 70? And then I'm like, wait, it's got to be Ray Black Jr. But anyway, then Riley, as I was saying, then Riley Herbst hit the wall off turn number 4. That didn't bring out the caution, but the 8 of Jeb Burton spun off turn 2. That did bring out a yellow. Surprisingly, the Riley Herbst incident didn't bring out a yellow. And Herbst, who had to start at the back because of a backup car, that was his second car of the weekend, unfortunately. Stage 1 was calm, and it was won by Paul Menard. Stage 2 was won by Christopher Bell. Then the 08 of Greg Golding and the 42 of, do not help me, I got it, boys. 42, that was Chad Fincham, I think spun coming off turn number 4. Then the final yellow was between the 98 of, do not help me, guys, I got it, Chase Briscoe, and the 99 of Tommy Joe Martins. I think they had an incident coming off turn 2. Both of them did continue on. The rest of the race was okay as far as that's concerned. And at the end of the day, Tyler Reddick picked up the victory and I believe his 3rd win of the season. Can you believe that? That is pretty good for Tyler Reddick, having a great season. I definitely say good seasons, Tyler Reddick would be on that category. So that's... What?
Oh boy.
Never mind.
We'll be right back.
No, Cody, no. That was my dad talking to the dog. Anyway, so the top 10 results were Tyler Reddick, the winner, Noah Gragson, 2nd, Paul Menard, 3rd, or Michael Annett, 3rd, Paul Menard, 4th, rather. See, this is what happens when I can't even concentrate on helping the Aussie women the Aussie kids ready for school. That's probably what's my big downfall. But anywho, Justin Allgaier, not Justin Allgaier. Yes, Cody. Brandon Jones 6th, Chase Briscoe 7th, John Hunter Nemechek 8th, Jeff Burton 9th, and Justin Haley in 10th. I tell you what, Justin Haley's been on a consistent roll of lately. To the big notable drivers, I want to give a little shout out to, and they are the following. Austin Cindric 11th, Greg Golding 16th, Jeremy Clements 15th, Tommy Joe Martin shockingly got 18th. Stephen Light got 20th, BJ McLeod 19th. Good run for some of these back markers. What? I'll be right back.
Hey, Cody. Oh no, the fighting back. Oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap. Hey, Cody, look at the roasting chat. Hold on. We'll be right back.
Later, Dad. I'm back, by the way. What? Oh, for fuck's sake, Dad. Screw you. I don't want a mix. I'm tired of ice cream. Can't even get through recapping. I'm already getting interrupted left and right. Anyway. Alright, now to the Cup race, which that race just concluded, I want to say a little over an hour ago. Which, that race actually got postponed to today. So, you know. So, nothing really happened in the Cup race. We had a competition on lap 20. Stage 1 was pretty clean. It was won by Joey Logano. Then the 51 of Kyle Weatherman brought out the first actual yellow, which unfortunately, due to FS1 being inconsistent and not showing us a replay, hit the wall off turn 2. That was the only incident we had. Then stage 2 was won by Austin Dillon. Then Clint Boyer, Eric Jones, and Chris Buescher made a little contact. Boyer spins Eric Jones, but Boyer goes on the wall. Boyer's day was done. Eric Jones continued on. More on Eric Jones later on. Then William Byron and Austin Dillon made contact. Byron saved the car. Austin Dillon didn't. Then the last yellow was Eric Jones had a flat tire, lost control off turn number 2, which set up a green-white checker. And at the end... Yeah, whatever, but you know what I mean. And at the end of the day, unfortunately, the little girl, the makeup man, Joey Logano, won. So let me get the top 10 results for the Cup Series, and then I will be right back. So, the Cup race top 10 results were Joey Logano, the winner, Kurt Busch, 2nd, Martin Truex Jr., 3rd, Daniel Suarez, 4th, Kyle Busch, 5th, Brad Keselowski, 6th, Kevin Harvick, 7th, Ryan Newman, 8th, Ryan Blaney, 9th, and Alex Bowman continuing his hot streak, completing the top 10. So I will be right back, everybody. Dad does not know the fucking sentence to stop and look at me.
Well, actually, it wasn't a walk. It was technically a hit-line pitch. Then Jake Knoll. I guess the pitch grazed him. It was going to be ball 4. Just a little housekeeping. So that's technically the first walk. First pitch to Cal Hill is low. Jerry Hickey, as you just heard, the acting pitching coach, recently joined the Dodgers organization as a special advisor to player development for several years as a pitching coach in the major leagues, most recently with the Chicago Cubs. As again, Bill Seamus not here this series, home with his family. Parsons High School graduation, ironically, in Fresno. 1-0 pitch. That's called for a strike. And Charlie Huff here, but Charlie left today, and Jim Hickey, who's been here the first few games of the series, again, the acting pitching coach tonight. First mound visit used by the Dodgers tonight. 1-1. Starts a swing, fouled it down. Strikeout. Scoreless game in the 4th. Cashew the runner at first. 1 down. Pitcher spot is up next. On to Cowgill. Swing and a miss to a fastball for strike 3. Time he strikes out, 4 total for Stewart tonight. And he's on for Espino, who's over on the strikeout. First pitch on the way, swung out into the air, foul down the right side. League-wide day off tomorrow as cross-conference play continues. The extra days off added to help accommodate for travel. The Dodgers will take the bus on I-40 out to Albuquerque. 0-1. Espino swings and misses. Fresno will head back home. They'll begin a home series with Iowa on Wednesday night. Now the Dodgers will be 7 on the road, 3 in Albuquerque, then and 4 in El Paso. No balls, 2 strikes. Next pitch to Espino. This is high outside as Espino takes it. It's going to be a challenge for the pitching staff. I mean, those are hitter-friendly environments to begin with, but we have seen the explosion of offense this year due to these new baseballs and the carry on them, and make things all the more difficult in that 7-game road trip. 1-2 pitch. Swing and miss to a breaking ball for strike 3. Stewart ends the inning with back-to-back strikeouts, no runs, no hits, and a man left. We remain scoreless heading to the bottom of the 4th. This is OKC Dodgers Radio presented by Heartland Flyer, celebrating 20 years of service to Oklahoma.
Barley is the soul of Budweiser. That's why we've been working with the same family-owned American farms for more than 50 years to harvest it. The secrets to growing this grain perfectly have been passed down through 3 generations. For them, it's a legacy. And it's why only the best barley and locally sourced ingredients are used to make Budweiser. Budweiser is proudly raised across America. This Bud's from our barley farmers. This Bud's for you. Enjoy responsibly. Budweiser beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
The 4 a.m. fever. The what is this rash? Or the just bad enough to ruin your day head cold. You never know when one of those annoying ailments or personal pains might creep up. But you can bet it won't be at a time that's convenient for you. So for all the times a pain or rash or concern demands urgency, but isn't really an emergency, there's Integris Virtual Visit. Physicians and nurse practitioners available online 24/7, 365 from anywhere in the state, on your computer, smartphone, or tablet. Just go to IntegrisVirtualVisit.com, enter your info, pay a flat $45 fee, and in a matter of minutes, you'll be face-to-face with a healthcare provider. Get a diagnosis, advice, prescriptions if needed, and peace of mind. So when it just can't wait, go to IntegrisVirtualVisit.com. We'll see you now.
This is Oklahoma City Dodgers baseball on 1340 The Game and online at 1340thegame.com. Presented by Heartland Flyer, celebrating 20 years of service in Oklahoma.
Now the 4th inning, and still a scoreless tie. Peterson, Rios, and Perkins coming up for OKC. Dodgers are excited to partner with Lewis RV Center to give fans a chance to win an all-inclusive 4-day, 3-day night stay, or 4-day, 3-night stay in an RV. Be sure to stop by the Brochitz kiosk behind Section 110 to sign up for your chance to win this getaway, courtesy of Lewis RV Center, where memories are made. Jake Peterson leading off the bottom of the 4th. Rios and Perkins after that. Dodgers put exactly 1 man on base in each of the first 3 innings. Peterson lined out to third base in his first at bat. Shift on with Ebu moving in a shallow right. Pitches pulled foul onto the right side. Noel over to the right is second. Depot and Ames on the left side. 2/3 the way. Second towards third. Espino's breaking ball fouled down. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Change up now and foul again on the right side. They're called Los Angeles Dodgers taking on the Los Angeles Angels tonight. Some three-way series action in Anaheim. Just 2 games. Pitch to Peterson, a fastball a little bit outside. And that game will begin at 9:07 Central. Hyunjin Ryu on the mound for the Dodgers tonight. Griffin Canning, the rookie, makes the start for the Angels. Dodgers yesterday, a 1-0 win in San Francisco. Just swung out, foul back. Game in which Max Muncy homered. It's the second batter of the game, and that was the game's only run. Walker Buehler Wheeler, 7 scoreless with 9 strikeouts. As the Dodgers take 2 of 3 in San Francisco. Espino's 1-2. Swung out, fouled off. Back to the left of the plate. To Peterson. Breaking ball, this is in the dirt. Nice plate appearance by Peterson here, leading off the bottom of the 4th. That was the 8th pitch he has seen here against Espino. Rios on deck. No score, bottom of the 4th inning. Espino's 2-2. Swung out, lifted into left center field. Keller coming in towards his left, reaches a stop, that'll make the catch. Espino's retired the leadoff man all 4 times tonight. Away for Edwin Rios. Second go-round in the Nationals organization for Espino. So the 2015 and 16 seasons in that system. First pitch to Rios, swung out and missed. Big league debut came in 2017 with the Brewers. Rios 0 for 1 the ground down. It just swung out and fouled back. Grizzlies trying to win an 8th straight start on the Spinos. Tied up here in the 4th inning. 2 pitch. Ball for strike 3 down the zone. And 6 strikeout, and there's 2 away in the 4th. How many strikeouts by the Dodgers the last 2 games? Just a total of 11. Out for Perkins, who popped out in his first at-bat. First pitch is down and in. Scoreless game of the 4th with none on, 2 out. Kibu played it left to second. On the way home, so good 35 feet off the line at first. Mono to Perkins. Swung out, hit out of play to the right side. Espino trying to become just one of 3 PCL pitchers to at least 6 wins this year. The other 2, Dietrich Enns of El Paso, he's got 7, and Zach Gallen of New Orleans, who the Dodgers have seen a couple of times. He's got 8, 1-1. Swung out into the air, right field, towards the line. Stevenson to his left, in foul territory, and it's going to get out of play.
Alright, I'm back. I apologize about that. God damn it. Alright, sorry about that. So let me get everybody back on. Alright, we're back, guys. God damn. Okay, where was I? Oh, yes. Let me give you the results for the W Series, since that was my next topic I was going to get to.
W Series at Misano.
Yeah, Misano. So the top 10 results for that is Jamie Chadwick, the winner. Betsky Weiser, second. Fabian Woldwin got third. Mickey Koyama got fourth. Vicky Pereira got fifth. Martina Garcia, sixth. Tasman Pepper, seventh. Saber Cook, 8th, Sarah Moore, 9th, and Vivian Kazaki, or whatever the hell you say her last name, finished in 10th. As I just can't even do it. And then, as my phone is just being a jerk. Anyway. For race, I want race 1, thank you. Race 1 top 10 results for DTM at Misano. Marco Whitman from last to first got the win. Rene Rast second. Luke Duvall third. Bruno Spengler fourth. Nico Mueller fifth. Mike Rockenfeller sixth. Philip Ing seventh. Jonathan Aberden eighth. Sheldon Vanderlyn got ninth. And Timo Glock 10th. And then the top 10 results for the feature race. That was a sprint race. Here's the feature race. Nico Mueller win. Philip Ing second. Rene Rast third. Robert Fringe fourth. Petro Fittipaldi fifth. Joel Eriksson sixth. John Aberdeen 7th, Bruno Spengler 8th, Sheldon Vanderlyn 9th, and Mike Rockenfeller in 10th. Then we go to the controversy race in Montreal, which we actually agree it was a very good race.
No, sure.
No, I'm serious, Taylor.
No, I confirmed something else.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Lando Norris had a broken brake rotor in the right rear. He ended up having to retire. Alex Albon had to retire late in the race, but here comes the penalty. Here comes where the decision. Sebastian Vettel got loose, got in the grass, got back on track, and almost took out Hamilton. And Sebastian Vettel crossed the line first, but to the not so happy FIA, they said, "Screw you." We gave Vettel a 5-second penalty. And Lewis Hamilton sadly ended up winning the Canadian Grand Prix in very controversy fashion. However, I suspect that may change with the fact that Ferrari is appealing it after what happened. So the top 10 results as of right now. Hamilton, the winner, Vettel second. Charles Leclerc got third. Valtteri Bottas fourth. Max Verstappen completed the top 5. They were the last 5. They were the only 5 on the lead lap. Everybody else was a lap down. Ricciardo 6th. Nico Hülkenberg 7th. Pierre Gasly 8th. Lance Stroll 9th. And Danny Kvyat that completed the top 10. So now I turn to Taylor, Cody, and Orman, and I ask, what are your thoughts on Misano, Montreal, Texas, and Michigan, number 1. Number 2, do you agree or disagree with the penalty the FIA gave to Seb for leaving the track gaining an advantage, even though he was leading the race?
Calling that penalty obviously has caused controversy, so and of course they're as you just mentioned, they're appealing their penalty, so we'll see what happens with that. But I think that was kind of a questionable penalty, but I think overall though, I think the racing weekend was pretty good. Saw some crazy restarts and some 3 and 4 wide racing at times, so the racing weekend was pretty chaotic at times, and I would have to say it was a pretty solid racing weekend.
All right. Cody Orman. Who wants to go next?
I say the penalties that they did hand out with, I feel like that is not a move they should have made. Why, I may ask? Well, let me ready you this. Would they do this in NASCAR? No, because they don't have the aerodynamics. But should they have done it in general? I'm going to say no, and this is going to go to both sides here, because this is going to get a little tricky according to my own concern. But, the way I see it is that Lewis Hamilton and Bottas have been the only 2 drivers that have literally won races this season. And with Hamilton winning so many freaking races, it almost seems like the stewards in F1 like to make things the same. They don't want different winners.
What? It's already turned down. No, you can't.
Uh-oh.
Continue,
Danny
Cody.
got triggered.
Just ignore my parents.
Alrighty then. So,
Like someone else going.
Yeah, but continue, Cody.
Yep. So, unfortunately.
Eliza!
Oh, yes. Wait a minute. Elijah finally made it in. To activate the love bomb, please press 3. Not accepted.
Oh boy.
Anyway, so back to the F1. To use the lipstick, please press 4. If you want to meet Elijah, press X. Thank you. Good night. Anyway, so for the whole step between the stewards and the battle, I think that people press sex on YouTube, but Elijah accepted. Anyway, that's a joke, Elijah, regardless. But other than that, I gotta say that it was like a very controversial move, and hopefully they can think about how to move on from this, because I see it as being like a highly controversial incident, and hopefully they get things all worked out going into the next race, and hopefully they'll make a decision that'll make everybody happy.
The lights is back.
Alright, Ormond, your thoughts.
Masano was oh my god. Anyways, Masano was a alright weekend. Was pretty calm. No, Texas was chaotic as usual, and until the penalties thing, and I don't agree with FIA stewards on the penalty to medal, because and he went up, and to gain fairness, that's not a good reason to penalize the battle. Battle has the race won, but to get into disappointing.
Yeah, it was very disappointing, to tell you the truth, because I really think the penalty was way too harsh in my opinion. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. Okay, let's get into what's going on in my server. Oh boy. Do not look at the roasting chat on my server. Anyway. So let's get into discussing about Hailie Deegan. She ended up picking up her second win of the season, but with controversy, as she ended up taking out her teammate. So I ask you guys this: is she the real deal of possibly winning the Canon Pro Series West title?
Yes, she is, because the race the won in Colorado was the reenactment of Dale Hood Sr.'s spin to win on Taylor Bunny in 1990. Hailie Deegan is the real deal.
Alright, Taylor.
Well, I would have to say yes to that, just because of how well she has been doing it. Winning and being competitive recently, I would have to say yes to that.
Oh yeah, I gotta go agree with good old Zachary Taylor over here, because I have the following reasons here. That Deegan, it's like she's beginning to build talent. This talent is what can get you places. And with winning multiple Can-Am Pro Series races, that can get you to where you want to go. I know Haley Deegan said that she would rather do a part-time truck series schedule next season, but I'm going to say this. Be possibly prepared to go take on the truck series next season if she moves on to win the Canada Championship, because I'm telling you, I'm calling it right now, if Haley Deegan replaces Todd Gilliland in the 4 next season. Like a very, very wild prediction right there, all by itself, that Deegan's the next one in line to go replace Todd Gilliland after the conclusion of the season. Again, this is bold.
Alright, and I believe that's everybody, if I'm correct. Alright, we'll see how that will go for Deegan the rest of the races, if you ask me. So, anyway, let's talk about the ARCA series, because there's been a little issue with them as far as the entry list lately, because they've had less than 20 cars be on the entry list. So, let me ask you guys the question. Is ARCA definitely in trouble before they get bought out by NASCAR beginning in 2020?
To be honest with you, I think they really could be here. And frankly, I highly believe that they might have to resort to possibly, and don't take this for certain, possibly fuse the ARCA series and the Can-Am Pro series into one league. And why I say that is because the ARCA series and the Can-Am Pro series West and East, if you add up all of the full-time drivers for all those series, that could probably get you enough full-timers to go for the championship. Thinking about it, you got about 8 full-timers, I'm saying about full-timers, and the Can-Am Pro series. No, ARCA series, I'm sorry.
You're fine.
And then the Can-Am Pro series, East and West, both of them have at least 8. So, adding up to those being 24 full-time drivers, they'll probably be more than capable truck series, but it'll still be very competitive for ARCA to see who could possibly win a championship just from that alone. So, I say that can be a route they can go to finally do something.
Alright. Who's next?
I'm gonna say the ARCA series is going downhill since the entries are slowly going down. That will also have, let's say, fans leaving the possibly ARCA series is looking to go away if they continue like that. But I'll be doing it so far.
Alright, and Taylor?
Well, I mean, most of this is, from what I've been hearing, it's been mostly due to teams having sponsor issues and stuff like that. So, which is obviously not good for teams because they don't have enough sponsors and stuff, then obviously they're not going to be able to show up to the racetrack more than likely. So, most definitely it sucks.
Oh yeah, I would agree with you as far as that's concerned. But, we'll see what happens. I'm not going to give opinion as far as that's concerned, but we'll see what happens for them. Okay. We're going to save the NHL stuff for tomorrow. because we'll have the NHL podcast tomorrow. So I don't think we have any other news or notes, as I don't know who's clapping their butt cheeks.
Taylor.
Alright.
Thanks, Cody. Accepted.
Oh boy.
I said not accepted.
Waste connection services, whether it's commercial or residential, or removing solid waste and recycling.
Yeah. Go for it's gonna make picks afterwards, so
Well, that's
with
good, at least.
yeah, that'll be good for him as far as that's concerned. Which we'll talk about the prediction stands in a second. So let's preview Darwin, Iowa, and Lamar. Darwin as the V8 Supercars 15th and 16th race of the season. I believe it's their... Let me check here. Whoops. Virgin Australia. Whoops. Supercars, I believe... Are you okay, Taylor?
Yes, I'm getting trampled by a dog.
It's the Darwin.
Yes, you're...
Trampled by a naked lady, and Taylor accepted.
And it's the it's round 7 of the V8 Supercars, but it's races 15 and 16, because their next race is not until Townsville for their Townsville 400. I believe, yeah, it's...
This is round 15-16 for the Darwin Triple Crown at the Hidden Valley Raceway.
Yeah. I believe, let me check, I think it's 2 races. Before you say anything, let me double check. Before you say anything, I'm gonna check. Let me check. As I'm going the wrong way.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me check. Schedule. Yeah, it is 1 race. And yep, it is 2 races. Okay. So, looking ahead to Darwin as we're back after a little nice break for the Supercars, what do you guys expect to see at Darwin Raceway for races 15 and 16 of the championship?
I'm gonna say, what a drama as usual whenever a V8 Supercars race. There's gonna be a lot of stuff happening.
Alright. Taylor?
Well, I mean, I think it's going to be probably a little bit crazy race. I think we'll see a good racing weekend for the supercar. You know, like you were just mentioning, you know, they've been on a break for a little bit, so you know, but I think it's going to be a good racing weekend for them, and we'll have to see how it goes for them.
Alright, and for Cody?
I don't watch much of those, so I don't know what to tell you.
Alright. So, the Lamar race is this weekend, as we're not going to make our predictions, but we're going to make our keys to the race. What do you expect in a 24 hours of Le Mans for keys of the race? I will start with Cody.
I mean, this is like the most iconic endurance race that you'll ever go to. And one of the number 1 tips is keep your calm, keep your patience, and try to slowly close your way into the front. This could help you out in so many ways that I can't express myself how important patience really is. Don't make a single mistake on pit road, because that could cost you an hour's worth of progress right then and there. Trying to close down drivers is the most important thing you need to do. And if you make one single mistake, your race could be toast.
Orman, what about you?
I'm gonna say strategy is going to be a lot key here. Possibly, how I think this, because that's the got interrupted by Taylor's
breaking dogs. Taylor accepted.
Continue, Orman.
Driver changes. Big deal on how you're gonna be doing. If your first driver does well, and then you go to second driver, and he drives okay, and then your third driver drives bad. Hinder your results.
All right, and Taylor?
Well, I would have to agree with what Cody and Orm said. Patience and strategy is going to be something to watch in driver changes. And I think it's going to be important for the drivers to not really force too much, but still be a little aggressive at the same time. Because just like Cody was talking about, you don't want to do something to take yourself out of the room, especially early.
All right, so let's talk about Iowa. So we go from Texas and Michigan for Trucks Xfinity to Iowa Speedway. I believe it's the Truck Series second short track, I want to say, and I believe it's the third for the Xfinity Series, because they've raced, no, I think it's their second, I could be wrong. But, Iowa, one of our favorite tracks. What do you guys think we're going to see at Iowa Speedway for Trucks and Xfinity? The same old good short track racing we're used to? Or will we see a different kind of race?
I would have to say we're going to see a lot of track style racing. A lot of beating and banging and door banging and trading sheet metal.
All right, Cody, what about you for Iowa?
I mean, Iowa is a really action-packed short track. It's so action-packed that they could have approved cup racing there pretty soon. And the reason why they do is because they have awesome passing over there. It has a similar feel to Phoenix. I mean, this is basically how we should see a short track. So I'm looking forward to see what they do this time at Iowa, and hopefully it's as exciting as ever before.
All right, and Orman?
Okay. I would expect to see a lot about 18. And it's to Iowa.
Oh, yeah. And what are you eating that you're not sharing with us, Orman?
Having
time to eat or drink.
calling shells and I'm not staying with Taylor as usual.
I'm gonna I'm gonna say figures.
Alright, so with that taken care of, let's get to predictions. Predictions are brought to you by Predictions are brought to you by Heartland Flyer, celebrating 20 years around the state of Oklahoma. If you're new to this channel, you don't know how our predictions go. It goes like this: driver to win, driver to stay away from, driver that is a dark horse. So let's get to going over the standings, since Orman had to put out the global standings for me. So after Montreal, Misano, and Texas, the standings are the following. I still have the lead, 75 points in the books. I have a 21-point lead over Nathan Orman, who is second. But don't look now, Zachary Taylor's right behind him in third with 51 points in the books. Cody Smart is fourth with 40 points in the books. Cody still has a chance since we still have the triple, we have that double points races coming up later in the season. Cody Goforth is fifth with 22 points in the books. David Heller is sixth with 4 points in the books. Derek Hamill is seventh with 3 points in the books. And Kyle Langland is below the line because he's only made predictions for Indy. He has only got 2 points in the books, and he will finish last regardless what happens. For the NASCAR standings, it shook up the point standings heading into Iowa. Cody Smart remains the point leader and keeps a 5-point lead, this time over Nathan Orman. He is second in points with 41 points in the books. I fall into third in the standings with 40 points in the books, and better not look now because Zachary Taylor is in fourth with 35 points in the books, only 11 points back of Cody Smart. Kyle Langland is sixth with 33 points in the books. Cody Goforth is seventh with 16 points in the books. Derek Hamill, or did I derp? Taylor's fifth, Kyle Langland sixth, Goforth sixth. Okay, I was right. Derek Hamill is eighth with No, wait a minute. Cody's first, Orman second, I'm third, Langland fourth, or Taylor fourth, Langland fifth. Goforth is sixth with 16 points. Derek Campbell is seventh with 15. See, this is why my head's on the game, okay? David Hiller and Elijah Leonard are tied for eighth with 8 points in the books, and Ty Dent, who just recently got married, brings up the rear with 5 points in the books. All right.
Next, we'll get to see Danny Viles get married. And Danny accepted.
If I get married, Cody. Keyword if. Yes, he is. Okay. So, I've already put your picks in the notebook, Orman, so you're good, but you can just read them off. First person to kick off the predictions, the one and only Zachary Taylor. First of all, before I do... Wait, where did I put my other... Oh, here they are. I put them over here. Okay. Zachary Taylor, which one do you want to do first? Do you want to do Iowa, or do you want to do Darwin?
Oh, you want to do your sex life, and Taylor accepted. No, sex! Go ahead, accept it.
Alright, Taylor, which one do you want to do?
How about we start with the supercar?
Alright. Alright, and I don't care if your picks are in a different order, as long as you've already made picks in the order you want to do it, it's your call. Kick it off, Taylor. What do you... Race 15, who do you want to do?
Alrighty, I'm going to make predictions for both races, by the way.
Okay. That's fine by me. I don't have an issue if you want to do predictions for both.
Alrighty, so for race 1...
Or 15 in this case.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
My driver to stay away from is going to be Lee Holdsworth.
Lee? Okay, I can't even spell Holdsworth. Oh, wait. Wait, no. I think I know how to spell Holdsworth. Yeah, okay. Is it for both races, or?
That's for the first one.
Okay. Your dark horse?
My dark horse? I'm going to go with Shane Van Gisbergen.
SVG, my man. You're driving to win.
I'm going to have to take Scotty Mack.
Scott McLaughlin. Alright, race 16.
Alright, so my driver to stay away from for the second race of the weekend will be Will Davis.
I feel like he's been on a struggle of late. Dark horse.
My dark horse? I'll take Scotty Mack as a dark horse.
Scotty Mack. And driver to win?
I'm going to go for a little bit of an upset winner here. I'm going to go with David.
David Reynolds?
Yeah.
Okay. Iowa Truck Series.
Alright.
This will be our shortest predictions, I will say that. Cody is going to be glad about that. This will be the shortest predictions in the history of predictions. Go ahead, Taylor.
Alrighty. My driver to stay away... I'm going to say stay away from Ben Rhodes.
Ben Rhodes. That's a very good pick.
2 in a row you picked Ben Rhodes.
Well, worked in his favor last time. It may work in his favor this time. Your dark horse.
Ben Rhodes finished in the top half last time.
Well, still.
Okay.
Dark horse.
Right. Now, this is where it's going to get good, okay?
Mm-hmm.
My I'm going to take CJ McLaughlin.
CJ, wait, let me look at the entry list real quick before anybody says a word. And that's for trucks, right?
Yes.
Let me make sure I spell McLaughlin right. MC. I can't believe he took Mike's boy. Yep. Okay. I'm surprised. I'm being dead serious, Taylor. Driver to win.
All right. I'm gonna pull out another shocker. Now I hope I pronounced this name right. I'm gonna take Raphael Lessard.
Whoa.
Dear Lord.
Dear Lordy.
Probably one of the most unrealistic I've heard in a while.
Lessard. Okay, I got it. Xfinity.
Alrighty. For Xfinity. Okay.
Did you say Xfinity, Taylor?
Good job, Taylor.
That is the official series of Cody's one.
My driver to stay away. Getting back on track. My driver to stay away from. I'm gonna say stay away from Harrison.
Harrison Burton?
Yes.
Dark Horse.
Alright, I'm gonna pull out a shocker. Verse 2. I want to take Matt Mills.
Matt Mills, wow. And your driver to win.
My driver to win. He's been on a hot streak. I'm going with the number 2 is Tyler Reddick.
For the third, wow. Alright. Next one. If you want to do just Iowa, Cody, I'll be fine with that, okay?
Okay.
Alright. You're next, Cody.
I'll probably do the NASCAR.
Okay, why are you sounding like you're a vampire? Okay, vampire.
Accepted.
What is
Hold
it?
that leg. Here, hold that leg right there. Rip that leg
Why
off.
are you trying
Rip
to
that
tell me?
leg off.
We apologize for that.
It's like it used
Sorry
to be
about that. My dad
clearly-
was acting like a vampire. Okay, go ahead, Cody. Oh, good lord. Don't start the Dracula song again, Dad.
Oh, yeah.
He's gonna go rape Danny Viles.
Not accepted, Cody.
So,
Do you want me to wait? Did I send you the entry list? Sorry to cut you off, Cody. Did I send you the entry list in the DM to you?
oh,
Yeah,
for
yeah, I did.
the
I did.
Australian series?
No, for Iowa. No,
I approved that, Taylor. Anyway.
no, I said Iowa, you derp.
You just accepted it.
Not accepted. No. What I was. What? No.
Oh.
No.
No, I was asking Cody if he got the entry list from Iowa is what I was trying to say, not V8 Supercars. Nice dirt, by the way. Okay, driver to win. Back to the task.
Take a look at your DMs for Australia after this. So the driver who I think is going to win at Iowa, I'm going to say between all these 34. I'm going to say, and this is a bit of a shocker, Ross Chastain as the driver to win.
Wow. I'm surprised.
He's been on a hot streak lately for trucks, and he knows how to compete with Johnny Sauter. It's like Johnny Sauter's biggest threat right now.
Mm-hmm.
And you take a look at all the Cowboy Sports guys, none of them barely have a chance at Iowa, for the win at least.
Yeah.
Which leads into my driver to stay away from. Now, this might bite me. In the predictions. But the driver, I think, is going to be the driver to stay away from. Oh, I don't know if I should pick him. That's the problem. Because, I mean, here's what I'm stuck with right now. Either pick a Cowboy Sports driver, or pick somebody like Jordan Anderson. Or actually, I'm not going to pick Jordan Anderson either. I think I have decided on picking Gus Dean as the driver to stay away from.
That's another good choice.
Yeah, like Gus Dean as the driver to stay away from. And the dark horse, I am going to take a little risk on this one because it seems like for every time I picked him as a driver to stay away from, I get him wrong all the time. Let's see if he does me right as a dark horse. I'm picking Riley Herbst as a dark horse.
Yep. Hopefully Riley Herbst bounces back after a really disappointing Michigan. Which reminds me, is he racing this week? Okay, no, he's not. So it's only the Truck Series he's running.
Yeah.
Okay, Xfinity.
Driver to win. This is easy right out the gates because he's a superstar at short tracks. Christopher Bell. Of course.
I am not surprised you picked Christopher Bell. Just saying.
I am. Oh, come on. Cody pulled his pants. Not accepted. Anyway, driver to stay away from.
Wait, that's your driver to stay away from pulling Taylor's? No.
You stop me, Grandpa.
No. I was gonna say driver to stay away from Zachary Taylor was naked. Okay.
My driver to stay away from is Zachary Taylor's naked daughter. Okay, so my actual driver to stay away from, his team has been performing better lately, and despite of a not so good result at Michigan, I don't think it's going to happen again at Iowa, so I'm picking Ray Black Jr. as the driver to stay away from. I think he's finally hard enough to be a driver to stay away from.
Yeah, I'll be surprised if you pick him for the pit stop show and Elijah's like, that's too dang easy, bro.
Performs better!
Yeah. Dark Horse.
Dark Horse, I'm stuck between two different people, because both of them are pretty good at short tracks. So, I mean, you got Zane Smith from JR Motorsports, and you got Harrison Burton, who should be Todd Gilliland, Kyle, and the 18th. So, between Burton and Smith, I think I might get myself screwed for saying this, but Zane Smith is the dark horse.
Wow. That's a first.
And now going on to the Australian Supercar Series, because I don't want to get myself eliminated from the global standings.
But remember, Cody, the Enduros for the supercars are triple points.
Oh, yeah, I know, but I just want to take care of the Australian.
And better than ever. What'd you do?
Crap. I'm gonna have to look it up.
I think it's still in your pin messages. Let me see. Yeah, I think I put in your pin. Oh, no, wait a minute. Wait. Did I even send one to you, Taylor?
For what?
Supercars.
The entry list?
Yeah, the entry.
I don't think you did.
I think I did to Orman. One check. Let me check.
So for round number one, race 15 of the series, the people I'm gonna pick are as follows. The driver to win round number one, I'm going to say Scott McLaughlin does it again. Scotty Mack. The driver who I think is going to be the one that you should probably stay away from is... I'm not taking a risk on who's racing the 33 because I don't want to darp. So instead, I'm going to pick Todd Hazelwood as the driver to stay away from.
Todd Hazelwood.
And the dark horse I'm going to say will be Mark Winterbottom.
Or, as Fitzy likes to call him, Frosty. I'm serious.
Okay. Should I say race number 2? On to race number 2. The driver who I think is going to win that is not Scotty, but I think it's going to be Jamie Wincombe as the driver to win that race. The driver who I think is the one you should stay away from for race number 2 is going to be Simona Di Silvestro.
Simona Di Silvestro, IndyCar by Grandpa.
What?
Not.
Where is he on points? It's Simona Di Silvestro, you disgusting Grandpa.
It's a girl, bruh.
Stay, Cody.
Wow, she's gonna smack you for that. You're saying Simona is a guy. Congratulations, Coach.
Okay, so the dark horse I think is going to be Lee Holdsworth.
Holdsworth. Alright. Orman, since you've already put predictions in the chat, just read them off.
And I will say my picks. V8 Supercard, race 15, is Scott McLaughlin. My driver to stay away from SBG, baby. My gas monster.
Nice.
My winner is going to be Scully Mack again. My driver to stay away from Fabian Coulthard. And my dark horse, Rick Kelly.
Alright.
Ford.
What? I'll be right back. Go ahead and finish your picks, Orman. To the viewers.
Okay. For saying my Iowa picks for the truck, my winner is Johnny Sauter, aka the driver who wants to win the truck series. Stay away from Charles Gillen, and my dark horse, Ross Chastain. And for the Xfinity, or should I say what makes Cody triggered Xfinity series?
Not accepted.
Christopher Bell. Drivers to stay away from Stephen Light because in pit stop, so it would, if I pick Stephen Light as my driver to stay away from, it would be too easy.
Alright, I'm back.
And my dark horse is Brandon Jones.
Brandon Jones. Oh, whoops. Hang on a second. Sorry, I hit the wrong button, Daryl. Alright. So it's now me, Twilight. Alright. So, I'm gonna start with the...
Not accepted.
Alright, I'm gonna do the V8 Supercar picks. So the driver I think is going to win the V8 Supercars at Darwin Raceway. I really did some statistics. If I had to pick a driver to win, I'm gonna say Jamie Whincup. Driver to stay away from for race 15 of the championship? I have to say, stay away from Mark Winterbottom. Or Frosty, what I like to call him. My dark horse, I'm going to say Scott McLaughlin. Race 16. Driver to win race 16 for the Supercars at Darwin. I'll go Scotty McLaughlin. My driver to stay away from, I'm going to say Rick Kelly. My dark horse, Shane Van Gisberg. For trucks. Driver to win. Okay. I really think I'm going to just pull out a Super Bowl pick that is going to stun the living you-know-whats out of you guys. And I was thinking, I would like to see a first-time winner in the Truck Series. Driver to win, Chandler Smith. And some people are shocked about that. Yes, I went with a bold prediction. Hooray for me. Cody is banging Harley Quinn. Cody accepted. In the YouTube chat, you did accept. You're welcome, Cody. Driver to stay away from. Oh, you guys have put the pressure on me trying to get better at sports predictions. If there's one guy that, or if there's one driver that really has underwhelmed me so far this season as far as a driver to stay away from and really doesn't do well at Iowa, I have to say stay away from Brett Moffitt.
Ooh. Not accepted, Cody! Gotcha!
And Taylor, you have been Moffittized. Not accepted, Cody.
You've been
My dark horse? I'm gonna say Brendan Poole is the dark horse.
Ooh.
If I can spell, because he always does well at Iowa. I like to see him do so well. For Xfinity, Cody's now a porn star. Cody accepted. Taylor got fucked in the ass by a gay porn star, and Taylor accepted. Okay. Driver to win the Xfinity Series. He's going to get his first career win and redeem himself after losing Daytona. Driver to win, Justin Haley.
Oh.
Driver to stay away from. Oh, this one's a toughie. Okay, you can go away, you stupid deal, because we're almost done. If there's one driver that really, I think, deserves to be a nominee for a driver to stay away from, I have to say stay away. I'm going to say stay away from Harrison Burton. My dark horse. I think I'm gonna pull a little surprise on you guys. I too think he may not only be. He runs good at Iowa in the Xfinity. He runs well in it. Taylor will be first. Will first dress. Zane Smith. Alright. So, a couple of things I'll mention. Ryan Repko, I really think he's going to have a good run. I think he's going to get some nice seat time. I think Christopher Bell, I think, could be a good driver to win as far as that's concerned. But, should be a good race weekend. So now I give the panelists a chance for final thoughts. Final thoughts so far on this race weekend. What do you think we should see this? And what do you think we're going to see coming up tomorrow for the NHL podcast? Let's start with Cody Smart.
I mean, I feel like this would be like the best idea to go around this by possibly going off by saying that as I'm trying to think about this real quick, that in a way, I feel like we're going to get some amazing racing over at Iowa. I don't have much to say about Australia, unfortunately. But for Iowa, I feel like it's going to be some really good racing, really action-packed. We all maybe expect a fight or two, but other than that, we're just going to have some good old racing without any cup leeches or Xfinity leeches. And we'll probably have a lot of fun at short track racing.
All right. Zachary Taylor.
Well, I think with just wrapping up the racing weekend that we just wrapped up to stop it now, I think we'll see another good racing weekend coming up. And Cody brought up a good point. We could see some temper fire Iowa. But I think we're going to see a really good race.
All right. Nathan Orman, final thoughts.
Final thoughts going into this weekend. Good racing at the Iowa drama to be happening. And for the 24 hours of this is going to be the biggest race we're going to see. A lot of strategy, a lot of driver changes, and it's going to be a field of attrition to how many cars are left after the 24 hours of Le Mans.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a good one.
And also for the NHL podcast tomorrow.
Yeah,
I can't wait to.
Yeah, which I'm gonna bring this up in there. Look at this week's upcoming PCSRA weekly show events. As we mentioned, as Orman was getting ready to mention, the NHL podcast will recap games 5 and 6. I think we can all agree that I think Game 7, if it's anything like the first 6 games of this series, Game 7 is going to be amazing. Whoever wins Game 7 takes the series and becomes the 2019 Stanley Cup champions. Hopefully it will be my Blues. Yeah, Elijah's here. But, oh, joy to the power, girls. So, I said joy to the power world. Alright. My final thoughts, I really think, I really would love to see the Blues win the Stanley Cup. And, regardless what happens Wednesday, I'm very proud of how this team has come. It's been an amazing journey for us. And, for the penultimate episode of the NHL podcast, and then the finale will be Thursday, I'm going to mention that. So, I really think we're looking forward to that as far as the Cody's jerking off. Cody accepted. Okay. In the YouTube chat, you did accept. But anyway, it's going to be, and it's going to be a good, it's going to be a lot of fun. And, I really am going to miss the NHL season until we get to, like, September. So, and I just want to thank you viewers for you guys as far as that's concerned. So, that's my final thoughts. Look at this week's upcoming PCSRA weekly show events. Accepted. Next week, we are going to recap Iowa we're going to recap Iowa Le Mans and the Darwin weekends for V8 Supercars. We're going to take you through the top story news as far as all the stuff between now and then. Who's that? I'm Max the Hedgehog. Good one, Elijah. But should be a lot of fun, and that's a look at this week's upcoming PCSRA weekly show events. Presented by Andy's Frozen Custard, proud sponsor of DVR for the past 3 years. I want to thank Elijah Leonard, Nathan Orman, Zachary Taylor, and Cody Smart for their awesome support. Also want to thank Kyle Langland, and all of the members in the PCSRA server, our statistician Caleb Hobbs, producer and engineer Zachary Fitzwater, Jackie Tang, and Alex Hawkins, and Greg Rutz, running the show for us back in our PCSRA Network studios. The Oklahoma Highway Safety Office is a proud sponsor of the PCSRA Weekly Show, and we remind you that together we can end DUI. Visit enduyok.com for more details. I will see you guys tomorrow. Final score, one final time. In games 5 and 6 of the Stanley Cup Finals in Boston and in St. Louis, Missouri. For Game 5, it was my St. Louis Blues 2, the Boston Bruins 1, and from last night's game, it was the Bruins 5 and my Blues 1. Game 7 tomorrow, or on Wednesday, excuse me, for the NHL's final day of the season. Until next week, when we recap Iowa, Le Mans, and Darwin Raceway for the Virgin Australia Supercars, take you through the top story news between now and then. get you caught up on all the news and notes around the sports organization. And we look ahead to Gateway, Sonoma, the French Grand Prix at Circuit Paul Ricard, and I believe Road America for IndyCars, which I forgot to mention that, and many more coming up. This is Daniel Voles saying, let's go Blues! And Boomer Sooner, everybody.
This PCSRA Weekly Show broadcast has been brought to you by Brahms Ice Cream and Dairy Stores. For over 51 years, it's the proud sponsor of the PCSRA Weekly Show. The PCSRA Weekly Show was also brought to you by Budweiser, Love's Travel Stops, iHeartMedia, The Oklahoman, Newcastle Casino, Devon Energy, Sonic, and by the Oklahoma Highway Safety Office, where together we can end DUI. The preceding has been a Learfield presentation on the PCSRA Sports Network. Copyright 2019 by the Pacific Coast Sports Racing Association.